All right. So you heard about the so you know we in the end times, like I always say. But you heard about the red heifer. You ever heard about the red heifer? The red heifer.
I knew you was gonna try to bust out.
No,
Don't play.
but listen, but no, this is true. And we're just gonna go play some of the from the 700 Club talking about what the red heifer is, and then we're gonna actually show y'all what actually happened. That lets us know that end times has stepped up, but the end times is here, but they unknowingly started it, but we don't know that. They didn't know. We didn't know that they started it, but they underhandedly started. But watch this. I mean, we are at end times, but they are started the pre-rapture.
Oh, okay. Let's say started it. It's been started.
No.
Well, 3 years ago, the arrival of 5 red heifers in Israel attracted global attention. Well, today, those cows are in ancient Shiloh. CBN's Chris Mitchell explains the significance of this historic event.
Here in Shiloh,
You see they red.
2,000 years, we have real kosher red heifers, which is really exciting.
Mariah Shapir is the manager of the visitor center at ancient Shiloh and explains why the red heifers are so important.
In the Bible, it says when a person wants to enter the temple, which is called the house of life, he has to go through a process using ashes of the red heifer, meaning that the red heifers are actually the key to the temple.
Shapira says that process is for purification, to cleanse someone from death.
So a person that got in contact with death, either in a funeral or in a hospital, and he wants to enter the temple, which is called the house of life, full of the presence of God, has to go through this process. And the process is the priest used to take the ashes of the red heifer, mix it with water that comes from a spring, life water. He's actually taking the source of death, mixing it with source of life, and these together become the purifying water.
Jewish tradition maintains that the red heifer ashes are needed to rebuild the third temple. Some Christians believe a third temple would pave the way for the end times.
End times rapture, y'all.
Even Hamas reportedly blamed the red heifers in part for their invasion on October 7th, because the Al-Aqsa Mosque would be in danger if the heifers were used to build a third temple. The animals are also mentioned in the book of Numbers, chapter 19. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "This is the statute of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, that they bring you an unblemished red heifer, in which there is no defect, and on which a yoke has never been mounted. And you shall give it to Eleazar the priest, and it shall be brought outside the camp and be slaughtered in his presence." To be selected, these qualifications must be met. Be an adult cow with reddish-brown hair, no hairs of a different color, no blemishes, and never used for any other purpose.
These are the 5 red heifers out here in Shiloh. 2 have already been disqualified, but you only need 1 to qualify for the ceremony for the purification for the temple. Here you go, ladies.
My next point is to try to find a farmer who can make hay, which is, the flowers and the leaves and everything stay on them. That way it's better for the cows.
Larry Barnschwager, a farmer from northern Indiana, takes care of them.
It's just a lot of fun to be involved in something that I see God is doing behind the scenes.
He says what he's experienced since arriving here is remarkable.
While I've been standing here at Shiloh, every continent, countries I never heard of before, were here to see the red heifers. There's something happening in Shiloh.
And Barnschwager believes it's biblically significant.
Ideas are becoming a reality. In other words, the idea of a red heifer has been in the Jewish understanding for over a couple thousand years. But here at Shiloh, just like it says in Genesis 49, there's something happening here that's drawing the nations, and it's the red heifers.
This area is where Hannah prayed for a son, where Samuel served the Lord, and Joshua divided the land between the 12 tribes.
The place where many stories of the Bible occurred. And today we also have here the red heifers, which is something new. The budgets for this visitor center stopped because of the war. So we invite whoever wants to be part with us to help this very important thing of the red heifers.
Shiloh has so much significance. It was the spiritual capital of Israel for 369 years.
During our visit, Bible teacher Dr. Todd Fink brought his group to see the red heifers.
This is huge. This is huge, and the one gal that we that was giving us the tour, she said that part of the reason why Hamas invaded is because of these red heifers. And according to prophecy, these red heifers are significant from the time of Israel's history. They say that only 9 have been killed for these ashes. And so for these to be here in Shiloh here, and for that to fit in with what appears to be prophecy on the horizon, we're living in monumental days, unbelievable times.
Chris Mitchell.
So,
Wow.
so check this out. So I'm gonna stop on that note. So apparently, they had said that, oh, okay, well, we're going to cancel. No, the heifers don't qualify. They're no good, blah, blah, blah. So, and then so the world's like, okay, cool. It's slowing down the end times. It's not going down because the heifers don't qualify. And then we find out this.
And the red heifer people, they fooled everybody. And they successfully performed the ritual about a month ago. As they said, we're just going to...
Because you're not supposed to kill the red heifers unless it was the time that was going to signify the end times, according to it's also Jewish law and how many is supposed to be sacrificed. And this seems that this is going to pave the way. This silently paved the way to go ahead and kicking off the series of events. And then you also have to see with Putin. You pay attention that Putin's working with China. Trump just met with Putin, and this is all end times play. Trump this is all supposed to be a part of the end times. It's happening like it's going to happen.
I see.
We're going to do a practice one with one of the 5 disqualified cows. Ended up going out, doing a real
still
cow,
did it.
made the offering, and it was a real offering. They did it all by the laws, and I have with me some of the ashes.
You seriously can't make this up. So you're going to tell me that everything is just a coincidence in timing? How everything is just converging at once? So as you just heard with the original clip, apparently the red heifer has been sacrificed. They have the ashes. And apparently there's miracles being performed by these ashes. Again, that's what people are saying. So that goes down. All right. We also have the 2-stage solution on the table right now for the 80th UN Assembly, which is going to be having hearings on the Feast of Trumpets. And then with that, we have this news coming out right here where, look at this. Apparently, Mr. Golden Dawn may visit Israel next month. That is September, by the way, the month with the fall feast, with the Feast of Trumpets.
Feast of Trumpets.
The UN
Read your
Assembly meeting happening, the 80th one happening in New York. As we can see right here, though, his appearance in Israel is depending on developments in Gaza Truth Talks. And while that's all taking place, we continue to see the alien propaganda going full steam ahead, where now they are reporting the 3-Eye Atlas is not going to show up in December or November, but now they're talking about September. Like, where do they even get that date from? Not to mention the
and they just dropped this crystal clear image of the alien spaceship. It looks shaped like a Dorito chip or one of those tortilla chips that we drink, the blue corn chips. And it was circulating everywhere yesterday. They were like, and it was a crystal clear picture of the Dorito chip. I thought it was AI, but this whole alien thing is all a part of this end time, how they're going to push it and say that, this was the rapture was actually aliens and not God, so.
convergence of events where you see all the social media platforms seeking for identification verification, say that 10 times fast. On top of that, with the Real ID, digital identification coming to a neighborhood near you. On top of that, the new digital financial system that Mr. Golden Dawn is pushing and how we need to upgrade the system. On top of that, we see the push for more artificial intelligence and the AI takeover, where they are saying that artificial superintelligence will be here in the next couple of years. On top of that, we have the militarization of police forces and how they are deploying National Guardmen to cities like Washington, D.C., and how they are floating the idea of them going to other cities like Chicago and New York.
Which is, so the beginning concept of going to like Washington and clean up streets and Chicago's clean up streets. And then, eventually LA to clean up streets is all good in the beginning, but always know that martial law will follow because if you get people to say, yeah, we appreciate you cleaning the streets, which we do, I'm glad Trump's cleaning the streets up, but the door is going to open. The door is open. Yes.
But we've been in martial law since 2011. That's what opened the door up for that.
No, I'm talking about the one that we have not experienced yet. We have not experienced the one where you got a military truck on our main street up here and people ain't coming out. We ain't experienced it to that level yet. We just see it happening in places and countries, but we haven't experienced it at a global scale where we have to stay in the house.
Right.
So yeah, just a convergence of all these events, all taking place in the month of September. Wake me up when September ends. But again, this could all just be a big nothing burger. All I can do is see the puzzle pieces and try to put them together, see the dots and try to connect the dots. And everything is just converging almost too perfectly, like too perfectly. And for those who think that they are faking the end times, like how much credit do you give human beings, right? This is a spiritual thing going on. This is spiritual principalities at work right now, but God is sovereign. He is allowing everything to take place for his ultimate will to be done. Bible prophecy is unfolding right in front of our eyes. So now with that being said, I just want to encourage you guys out there. There's a lot of different voices, all right? Everybody has their own opinion here on social media, pre-trib, post-trib, this, that, whatever opinion, right? But at the end of the day, I cannot encourage you enough to focus upon the Lord in your own personal life, your own personal relationship with him, seeking him with his word, prayer, meditation, and, just enjoying the life that you have right now with those around you, loving your brothers and sisters in the faith, loving your family, just allowing the love of Christ to come forth from you, resting in his goodness, abiding in him, knowing your security in him, and just continuing to focus your eyes upon him. Like, that's the idea of walking in the spirit, so that you will not gratify the flesh, right? You are walking in the spirit because your mind is on the spirit. Your mind is on spiritual things, on the Lord, focused upon him, knowing what he did for you. And this idea of focusing on spiritual things, it's knowing your identity in Christ. It's knowing the gospel, going back to the gospel, living by faith and not by sight. Galatians 2:20, that you have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me, and I shall live by faith in the Son of God who gave his life for me and who loves me, right? Like, that is what we do down here, living by faith, resting in the gospel. So that all being said, we will have to continue to see how everything unfolds, but we will just have to see how it all goes, right? With that, love you all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.
Got one more video, and it's going 25 seconds with Auntie, then we're going to go back and discuss it.
Okay.
So we're going to ignore the fact that the Jews over in Israel lied, like the practice sacrifice of the red heifer
Practice
is now the actual sacrifice, and now they have ashes from that sacrifice a month ago, and that sacrifice of those ashes have been healing people and mysteriously causing miracles to happen.
Okay.
Indeed. That's why I wanted to end that one. Indeed.
Wow.
It's time to get your life right with Jesus, my people. It's no time to keep playing around. Things are accelerating. Naturally people are dying, because of, you have no choice. You were born, you got to be born, and you got to die. But you don't want to be surprised and Jesus come back and you're like, well, I got plenty of time. I ain't gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna keep on doing what I do, having fun like I live like I want to live, and then eventually I have time. No, time is speeding up quicker than there's ever been. Things are happening.
That's one of the biggest areas where people really go wrong is that
you don't. Did you notice? And I saw this post about this today. This girl was like, since the 2020, have you noticed time is sped up and moving way faster? Mm-hmm. It is. How did 4 years we get across 4 years that quickly? No, I'm just saying that.
I don't know.
I know we live life and we all grown folks, and then time go by because we have a focus in our life, but these years are starting they're like turbocharged.
Yeah, and it's like we're going to be long. It's only 4 months left in the year.
Yeah.
4 months. And I was like, well, how do we get to how is it September already?
Right, exactly.
Oh my God. Well, with that.
So it's just saying that to say that. So they tricked us and they said that, no, you can't do the red heifer. They disqualified, but then they took one of the red heifers and said, oh, we just want to test. We just want to we want to test this out and then you actually
Do the ritual.
you did the ritual, and then now you're using ashes to heal. So things are happening. See, that don't mean just because one rapture happened and all the things that lead up to rapture don't mean that everything's gonna be obvious to people.
True.
They're not.
Right.
So, yo, get your life right, man. You still have time to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Jesus died on the cross for your sins and rose on the third day. That there's Jesus is God in the flesh, and he's returning soon.
That's it.
We'll see you on the next one.
Love you.
Bye.